Hello, and welcome to Jawa James Reads Classics of Star Wars Expanded Universe Fiction. I'm Jawa James. I'm reading this as part of Del Rey's program through their fan program to earn points by one of the tasks is to read out bits from different Star Wars novels, record those, put those on the internet for everyone to enjoy. So today I've picked the first Star Wars book to come out, which is Star Wars A New Hope, formerly titled Star Wars From the Adventures of Luke Skywalker by George Lucas. This is one of my favorite scenes from early on in the novel. Luke said nothing, his body tense as the old man related bits and pieces of a personal history Luke had viewed only through his uncle's distortions. Owen was always afraid that your father's adventurous life might influence you, might pull you away from Anchorhead. He shook his head slowly, regretfully at the remembrance. I'm afraid there wasn't much of the farmer in your father. Luke turned away. He returned to cleaning the last particles of sand from 3PO's healing armature. I wish I'd known him, he finally whispered. He was the best pilot I ever knew, Kenobi went on. And a smart fighter. The Force, the instinct was strong in him. For a brief second, Kenobi actually appeared old. He was a good friend. Suddenly, the boyish twinkle returned to those piercing eyes along with the old man's natural humor. I understand you're quite a pilot yourself. Piloting and navigation aren't hereditary, but a number of the things that can combine to make a good small ship pilot are. Those you may have inherited. Still, even a duck has to be taught to swim. What's a duck? Luke asked curiously. Never mind. In many ways, you know, you are much like your father. Kenobi's unabashed look of evaluation made Luke nervous. You've grown up quite a bit since the last time I saw you. Having no reply for that, Luke waited silently as Kenobi sank back into deep contemplation. After a while, the old man stirred, evidently having reached an important decision. All this reminds me, he declared with deceptive casualness. I have something here for you. He rose and walked over to a bulky, old-fashioned chest and started rummaging through it. All sorts of intriguing items were removed and shoved around, only to be placed back in the bin. A few of them Luke recognized. As Kenobi was obviously intent on something important, he forbore inquiring about any of the other tantalizing flotsam. When you were old enough, Kenobi was saying, your father wanted you to have this. If I can ever find the blasted device. I tried to give it to you once before, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. He believed you might get some crazy ideas from it and end up following old Obi-Wan on some idealistic crusade. You see, Luke, that's where your father and your Uncle Owen disagreed. Lars is not a man to let idealism interfere with business, whereas your father didn't think the question was even worth discussing. His decision on such matters came like his piloting, instinctively. And there you have it. Just a little bit of Obi-Wan and Luke meeting up for the first time in his hut. All right, see you next time.